Hello, everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green on Friday. Hope everybody's had a nice weekend and had time to relax. So we do have a lot of stuff happening this week. It's a very interesting week, fairly big week. So for data, we don't have a lot of data coming in, but Wednesday we do have a lot of Fed speakers, so we'll have those scheduled, the times, and we have some catalysts there. It's already been posted. We are coming into earnings, and we do have a fairly big week of earnings. So we have a lot of names like Tesla, Schwab, Bank of America, Netflix, Johnson & Johnson, Goldman Sachs. We got Taiwan Semi and ASML, so we're going to get a look at the semis. We got Lockheed Martin, so we can get a look at defense. We got Morgan Stanley, more banks. Banks were good last week. So we got United Airlines. Airlines were bad last week. So we also have American Express. We even got Rate Aid this week. IBM, USB, Procter & Gamble, and a few others. So Netflix on Tuesday is going on to be a big deal after hours on Tuesday. Then we have Tesla Wednesday after hours as well. And of course, this has already been posted in the Discord. So let's just start going through the charts and we'll talk about the charts and what we're expecting as we go through them. So you can see here the put to call ratio has cooled off. We are down to 291. We were 92 Friday, it's even cooler. The oscillators are pulled in a little bit. So at 56 for the NASDAQ, at looks like 101 for the New York Stock Exchange. The S&P 500, we broke out last week on the weekly. We closed above. We had this bullish engulfing. Then we had an little inside star here, and then last week we were able to close above that area. So right now we do have a weekly breakout on the S&P. You can see this is our breadth chart. You can see our moving average has turned down. We're still expecting a move higher here. Usually, we'll take some time, push higher as our moving averages pull us back, and this is going to form a bearish divergence. Eventually, we will get a move lower or a pullback. So we do have TNX pushed considerably on Friday. This is telling us that interest rates did push on Friday a little bit higher. The dollar did have an up day on Friday. We're still below the 9. I did add the weekly chart. It's not the next chart, but I added the weekly chart. We're going to take a look at that bearish pattern that is formed on the dollar. VIX. So this is important. The VIX has closed below the 18 level. I was hoping to break below 18, and we got that on Friday. So that's actually important, and you can see this candle close strong to the downside. There's no wick on the bottom of that. So this is actually important because this is telling us that there's a lot less fear in the markets right now. Even though everything's going on, we had a lot of information drop on Friday from, we heard, so some of the terminology we've heard was from pause to recession. So there's just a lot of stuff going on right now, and honestly, the market just doesn't seem to care. Has been trying to trend higher and definitely acting like it does not want to move lower. The bear side could be very dangerous right now. Don't get me wrong, bullish side's dangerous, but the bear side seems like it's very dangerous. That candle Friday really seems like a bear trap has been set. Crude's pushing higher. So as long as crude's pushing higher, we're going to keep our energy names on watch. But crude pushing higher is very inflationary, so it's something we really don't want to happen. We always want our energy stocks to be strong, but crude pushing higher is very inflationary, and it's not the best for the market, the overall market health. Apple, a very nice candle here. So we had this strong bullish engulfing candle. Now we have this bullish Arami 2-candle pattern. We're looking for a candle to push up and close above, or gap up and push and close above. We need a candle to close above these 2 candles, and we can get that within the next 1 to 3 candles. So if we don't get it tomorrow, say we get another inside or a choppy day tomorrow, doesn't mean the chart's still not bullish. It can take 3 days to get that expected move. You can see Apple intraday here, strong day on Thursday, pretty choppy on Friday, that big pullback, but you can see towards the end of the day we were able to push back up. Gold, big down candle. This is actually a good thing because seeing that breakout in gold, and that was good. And I hope some people were able to make some money on some gold plays there, get some day trades off of that. But it has moved lower, and this is actually good, and I'll explain why. Because that was telling us that the flight to gold, that run to gold, was more of a flight to safety. So now seeing gold pull back in is actually kind of healthy. Seeing that they're going to, hopefully, is what we want to see here, is them pulling the money back out of the gold and the hard assets like that, moving it back into the markets. So you can see the advanced decline lines here. We did turn down Friday, still above the 9. AI is still trading pretty rough here. Still watching the support. We do have the daily 9 has turned over, wants to come down on top of it. Watch that support level. AMC, big bearish engulfing candle on Friday here. That's a very ugly candle. Close back below your daily 50, but watch your daily 9. You got room there to make money in between those two, but the daily 9 to that daily 50 is the levels you're working with until one of those levels is cleared. You can see AMC here intraday working lower. AMD as well, just not, semis is not really what they wanted last week. You can see Amazon. Amazon, once again, strong bullish engulfing candle. Closed with this bullish harami. We're looking for a move up here. If we can get this move, preferably at the money calls, conservative trader will trade a few weeks out to possibly a monthly options expiration there. ARK is still very flat. This is one we'd like to see some life come into to give, if we can get this one pushing, it may bring some life into some of those smaller growth stocks. Abbey's been strong. We did have a down day on Friday. We did close a low close day, but for the most part, we've been respecting this 9. Now's what I'd like to see here is a pullback to that daily 9 and another setup. AMD is below the 9 and the 20 there, moving lower. The Bollinger Bands are opening up for price to move lower. Watch that 50-day. I would be careful trying to short that with 3 semis report this week. I would be careful trying to short any semis long term because they can get a big move up off positive, moving together off a positive earnings. AMD weekly, we still also have this flag here, watching for price to pull back and flag into. So we're looking for price to pull back against the prevailing trend. The prevailing trend's up and flag into a previous level of support, which would be that weekly 9, and looking for a push off that weekly 9. Affirm thought we had this little cup and handle. It's really, we don't really want to find a cup at the very bottom of the chart, but you could see the higher low here, but just has not been able to break out and push. And Affirm intraday, big move down. You can see a little push at the end of the day, not as strong as some of the other stocks. Baba's totally breaking down. We had this really nice flag play here, push up out of it, and then SoftBank come in and sold a bunch, almost, not all, but almost all of their holdings of Baba, and that has moved the stock lower. Ali does report this week, so let's keep an eye on this one. This gives us a look inside of these regional banks to see how their earnings will be. Hopefully things are looking good on their end. We'll see. Definitely one to keep an eye on this week. Amazon. We had this push up in pre-market, big move down, chop sideways, tried to push up. At the end of the day, you can still see Amazon weekly. This major level of resistance is still a level that needs to be cleared so we can push. Here's Apple. By the way, keep an eye on that daily downtrend on Apple. Make sure you have that trend drawn on your chart. We've talked about that in the Discord. You can see the downtrend here on the weekly. We are pretty much above it. It's very close, but we are above it. Hopefully we can continue higher here. Like I say, we do have that downtrend on the daily. Boeing has just gotten bad news. So they've had a lot of great news, and then recently they've come out about 2 weeks ago, they come out and said that the production of the 737 was getting ready to move. They were getting ready to move the production of 737s into pretty much full speed, and now they are having issues with a part with a piece of the fuselage that is made by another company. So they are thinking that they're not going to be able to make their their previously guided 737 orders, and big move down on that. Had moved like over $10 down, around 9 or $10 down in pre-market. Bitcoin weekly looking very good there. Daily flagging into that 9. You can see Boeing here intraday, just nothing pretty there. Citi, huge move on Friday on Citi on an earnings beat. Earnings looked a little fishy at first, but when they started on the conference call, you could see things were looking a lot better than what I originally thought on paper. Chewy pushed down here, did try to push back up at the end of the day. CVX, so we're keeping an eye on crude with our energy names. Right now, we are bullish on energy, bullish on crude. Unfortunately, crude, as we said in the beginning of the video, crude can be very inflationary, so we don't really want crude to push. We want our energy stocks to push, though. And you can see CVX pushing back up almost to the open. Charge point broke out of this inverted cup and handle, started to move lower, got back, closed outside of the Bollinger Bands on Thursday, got back into the Bollinger Bands on Friday, waiting for that 9 to catch up so it can move lower. And you can see Chewy here. Chewy is just stuck in that downtrend. Coin's got this little, almost like a flag here. Don't really have a flagpole. Looking for a bounce off that 9. Don't really know what to say there. They're coming after some of these other crypto names a little more than Coin. Coin does have some issues, some financial issues that I think there's some fear there. You can see XLP, we have lost a daily 9 there, pushed right into this previous level of resistance and struggling with it. Delta Airlines, very rough day, rough week last week. You can see a long-legged doji, a lot of action going on there. Earnings. So these airlines earnings are not coming out as previously predicted. They painted this picture, this nice rosy picture that everything was okay. And then they start coming out and guiding down and pre-guiding down. And keep in mind, United Airlines reports this week. So we're seeing airlines guide down, not hitting their numbers. We do have an airline reporting this week, so that could be an opportunity. Lily's broke out of this tight little contraction pattern, trying to move higher. XLE, energy sector, breaking up out of this little flag, trying to push higher. FRC, there's just nothing going on here yet. That chart is still flat. Google, you can see Google here is trying to clear this last volume profile bar. There's still some volume by volume profile. It's basically volume by price, where your bars down here are volume by time. This is basically explains to the amount of volume that's been trading at a certain area of price. And you can see we are getting ready, trying to clear this last volume bar to where things are going to lighten up a little bit, and maybe Google can start to move a little bit easier. GME still stuck in that little downtrend there, still holding that gap. IWM, very double bottom-ish here, and you can see the move up and continue to push in pre-market or after hours. So let's see what we get in pre-market. Intel breaking down below the 9 there. See what earnings look like for the semis that are reporting this week, like Taiwan Semi. The Qs, once again, another bullish Harami. Looks like that chart wants to move higher. Now here on the Qs on the 15, you can almost see this. It's almost cuppish. It's kind of ugly. You can almost get a very head shoulder shot of it. Either way, nice move up there. The Qs, we will take a look at the monthly chart here in a minute, and it's still struggling with an area that we've been dealing with. The Qs here on the weekly trying to push up. You can start to draw a line across the top of those candles. You need to need a close above that line. So you got Lemonade here. We've been catching this pattern, looking for a move down. Lulu's chart looks pretty good, by the way. Lockheed Martin going into earnings this week. If we can clear this zone here, you can see this tight supply / demand zone in this area. If we can clear that, we can move higher. Moderna's got this little tabletop here. Clears at 200, we're bullish. You can see this move on Moderna right at the very end of the night. Nice push here. I have not searched for news. I should say I didn't search for news. I did see this move on Friday night, and I never checked for news. But that's been posted now in the Discord. to explain why that took that candle up on Friday afternoon late, very late. You can see MU here trading fairly flat day on Friday. Mara's been pushing higher. As expected, we were bullish on the cryptos last week on the crypto names. You can see got this little shooting star here. I'm sorry, we have a hangman here. So kind of a topping candle. See if we can pull back in. As bullish as it is outside of the Bollinger Bands, if we can break back into the Bollinger Bands, maybe try to catch a move down to the 9. But the problem is Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pushes, they're going to go. So just be careful trying to short them right now. MRK holding this support level. Meta, this thing's been a beast. It's another one clearing this heavy volume that it's been trading in and getting ready to free up. Maybe we can get a better move out of it. It's been grinding. If you bought this off this 9, then you made money. Very simple chart to trade right now. When they're grinding up like that, if they touch that daily 9, it's go time. And you can see Meta intraday kind of wild, but we closed on the highs. Very wild day, but closing on the highs. It's a good look. MU, I'd like to see it clear this level. I really don't know about that chart right now. Same thing with Microsoft. This candle pushed up and closed. We never got the confirmation. This candle never got a confirmation. This candle never got a confirmation. This candle still hasn't got a confirmation. Might take 2 more days to get a confirmation, but you can see the levels that need to be cleared. Once again, we got volume profile, which is volume by time. We need to clear that. Maybe we can try to move a little bit easier. Some of these look like they're seeing some signs of some topping on some of these. So some of them may be trying to pull in. We'd like to see some rotation into some other stocks as well. You can see Microsoft, this was the perfect pullback. This pulled right into one of our levels Friday. Several stocks did, but this was just the perfect setup coming in using the blended candle method. Put in a 15-minute tower bottom right on top one of our levels for a move higher. Microsoft, you can see a little bit of topping candle there on the weekly as well. NVIDIA starting to roll over here. You can see the MACD has already rolled over. See the CFM, the money flow showing us money is coming out of it. Bollinger Bands are pinching. We could be gearing up for a move down. Once again, I would be really careful shorting these with 3 semis reporting this week. NVIDIA intraday, a lot like what we just seen on Meta and a few of these other charts, closing right at the highs, but unable to close above the highs, just below. Not the highs, I'm sorry, to close above the open. So unable, so giving us low close candles. NASDAQ, long-legged doji there. Basically a Harami star. You can see Netflix coming into earnings this week, but we had a very small broadening channel, or what some call a megaphone trading right there. Pendleton breaking down out of this tower top and moving lower. The next level of supports right here, we cleared that. We're looking for a move down to the 840-ish area, 835-ish. And what did we just pass? Plug. We've been bearish on that. Easy money to the downside. Q's weekly still struggling here with that weekly, the weekly 20. I'm sorry, the monthly 20 there that needs to be cleared. So we got Roblex hanging out. Looks like it's getting a little tired up here. We need to start seeing some higher closing candles, or it's going to be rolling over. Roku trading flat as well. SPX. This is SPX daily once again. Unfortunately, this was a low close candle, but still waiting for a close higher above that bullish engulfing candle. The diamond got a little bearish Harami there. The candle closed below the open, and you can see the diamond here. This line needs to be extended across and is acting as resistance. SPY weekly needs to clear this level of resistance, and you can see it. We touched it a few weeks ago, several weeks ago. We're right back at it now. We need to clear that area. And the SPY daily, still, once again, we have a very long-legged spinning top, a long-legged doji. Not really the bullish, the most bullish candle in the world. It's not bullish at all. But sitting beside that bullish engulfing, give it 2 more days, see if we can get that move up. We're looking for a close above that bullish engulfing candle or a bounce off that 9. You can see the SPY monthly here. We barely closed above that 20. Right into resistance here. Same daily chart that we just looked at, just a little different look at it. And you can see this resistance level, previous resistance, which has been marked out. We come up here and hit the same area back in February, right back retesting it now. SPY intraday, you can see the huge move down, put, very nice little double bottom-ish setup here, right on top your 15-minute 200. Nice push up Friday off of that. Square moving lower, kind of bear flagging at that 9 and 20 there. Starbucks moving higher. I still have a position of this, even though most 90% of the positions closed, still holding 10 contracts in this as it's moving higher. Tesla, pretty tight action there on Friday. Just not a lot of range. So you got XLK. That 9 looks like it's starting to roll. If we don't push up soon, it's going to be breaking down. And like I say, we could see some rotation out of some of the bigger tech names into some of the other names in the market. Because we do have names like Procter & Gamble, a lot of names, but so we, Procter & Gamble, a lot of their safety names could see some rotation. If they have a good earnings, we could help see rotation to a lot of their safety names. Tesla weekly, getting very double topish there. Tesla daily, I don't really know what to say with that one. We just need to see some action. This is the dollar on the weekly time frame. So this is not perfect, but you have this head and shoulders. The symmetry is not perfect. We'd like to see about the same distance in the shoulders, and definitely not perfect. But it has confirmed on the way down with a bearish MACD. So let's keep an eye on it. We don't want the dollar to go to zero or anything like that. But if we can get it to move lower, it's going to take a lot more pressure off the market. So this is what I wanted to point out here as well. So we got SMH. Semis have been weaker. So I didn't draw this out. But if we were to draw a line through here, we could draw a shoulder, a head, and another small shoulder. Now, this is not perfect, but we could definitely see semis pull in. There's a lot of bearish sentiment that's been floating around the semis here lately. So could easily get a small pullback. We can see the signs. We can see, like I say, a very small head and shoulders pattern here. So keep an eye on them. But once again, 3 semis reporting this week could really push the sector up. Walmart's rolling back over. We broke out this cup, looking for a retest of the breakout level if we move lower. XLF, this is the financial sector. Gapped up on Friday. We did close, so we closed with a low close candle there. And ExxonMobil, bullish here. I like this little, like we were starting to round, and now it wants to break up above. I like it better above those candles. TLT breaking lower there. The bonds. IWM weekly, not the prettiest chart here. We did push back up. We are under all our weekly moving averages on IWM. Still a lot of work to be put in there. IWM daily, trying. So we're seeing a higher low here. Got to clear this daily 200. If we clear that daily 200, the next stop would be your daily 50. I hope we found this helpful. Remember, discipline is the key to your success, and I will see you in the trading room.